Good morning to all of you. In fact, I'm very happy that I have been given this opportunity to be here. It's a surprise to me that my friend Professor Mukhopadhyay, Siddhartha Mukhopadhyay is also here. In fact, he is the right man for talking about the batteries. But fact remains, as my friend just now told about the details of what energy crisis is and going to be. In fact, if you know, today we are just talking of energy. We are talking of there could be a war for water, and there could be water requirement for agriculture, the food production. We know that particularly if you talk of the whole global area, we have at present about 7.3 billion people in the whole world, and by 2050 it will be 9.8 billion. And the production of food has been decreasing because across the globe, and particularly in countries like China and India, India in more context of this, we find that the land which was available for agriculture, for production, has shrunk because the population has swelled from 1947 when we became independent in 33 crore people, and now more than 140 crore people here. So in order to hold those people, give them education, give them transport, give them medical facilities, housing, roads, everything. I think you require energy and you require infrastructure. And for all these infrastructure, you require the basic requirement that the amenities which the people require, the human being requires. And therefore, the land has shrunk. And since the land has shrunk, we do not have location where we can produce more. And therefore, we are talking of high-end technology which could be used for production, high production. You must have heard that our Prime Minister have said that we have to double the farmer's income. Now, it's not easy to double the farmer's income. It's possible to do only when you have the technologies which are available today. You must have also seen that people are not available for working in agriculture because even in context of West Bengal, I've been here and I have gone to more than 400 villages in West Bengal. I can tell you that we have shortage of water, and that is why they just take one crop, which is during the season of rain. They get rainwater, they cultivate one crop, and after that they don't do it because they don't have water. And this is a problem for last 35, 40 years or so. And you cannot have any other crop unless you have at least some amount of water. Because the water is not available, it's not possible to have more production. Now, how to do and how to enhance the production of the farmer, the income of the farmer to double or triple, whatever, I think you require other ways by which we can say intercropping, multi-cropping, various other crops, cash crops that we talk of. You cannot take tea as the cash crop, which requires a different type of environment. You require certain environment for certain crops. So we need to have those crops. But for those crops, you require bigger lands. And you must have seen that the land available for the farmers of, let's say, eastern part of the country, the West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, you will find that the land is very small lands. In those lands, the farmers are also not in a position to utilize bigger machines, and which requires bigger power. And we are talking of power, of course. When you are talking of power, you have to have the storage of this power, which of course Professor Mukhopadhyay will talk of this in more detail. This storage of power, first of all, generating the power, storing the power, and then use the power. We know that we are talking, and we know that it was talked by 2050, I think there will be no fuel, no energy available, particularly the fossil fuels will not be available. So what should we do for that? And that's why we are talking of the alternate energies. And in the alternate energies, you have the solar energy, you have the wind energy, you have geothermal energy, and we are working on this. In fact, at IIT Kharagpur, the Department of Electrical Engineering, Professor Mukhopadhyay's department, Professor Mukhopadhyay himself, other faculty members, even in the physics department, in material science, in chemistry department, I think people are working on the batteries. The gentleman just talked of the details of how the chemical which is there in the battery works and all that. What are the different materials which are used for this? There has been a talk, but we have not been successful. I think if you talk of this, the whole world is talking of battery technology, but I think that these technologies are known to be people only. But by this time, if you would have given emphasis on the various energies to be tapped, we would have done by this time, but not done. Now it's time for us to really think of this energy seriously, take up projects, take up consultancy, and join hands with the industries to create this. We require water, in fact underwater batteries for our ships, the submarines. There are some work going on in this area also in IIT Kharagpur. I can tell you that the energy, particularly the one which is now very much available and clean energy, we have that solar. And every organization for that matter, when we are talking of green energy, when we are talking of energy to be utilized from what is available from sun, I think we have tapped. And I can tell you that IIT Kharagpur, we have 1/3 of the power which we are getting, which we are utilizing on a daily basis, we are getting from sun. A lot of places, even in the different organizations also we are thinking of, and people have put the solar panels on their rooftop, because this is the energy which is available to us. We are fortunate, we belong to the temperate zone here in the part of the world, and therefore it is possible for us to utilize that energy. Wind is another form of energy, in fact, which is utilized in the western part, particularly in Gujarat and other areas, where you have a lot of energy available from the wind, and they have tapped so much. And the Gujarat Energy Development Corporation is also there, if you know. They are talking, mostly they are tapping this solar and wind energy. So these are the energy which we need to talk, and we need to do research on that. In fact, there should be abhiyan, what we say, that let us talk that there has to be a decade of energy. And energy is the one I said about power, water. Yes, because how will you tap the water unless you do not have energy for the pump? We are talking of water to every house. How do you bring this power, water to every house unless you have energy? You need the power, you need to operate the pump, and therefore you need to operate the motor. And how the motor will operate unless you have the energy, whether you talk of electrical energy or you talk of solar energy or any other energy. Therefore, the central theme of our research, which should be there and next decade or so, should be of energy, whether you talk of all renewable sources of energy, because these sources are going to deplete. And we are also talking, why so? Because these fossil fuels are going to create environment problems. We, all of us know that how the environment has already got polluted, and we need to have clean environment. You have seen that in some areas, particularly in Delhi and all that we have seen, because burning of the straw which is there, particularly after harvesting of paddy and wheat. Now this paddy particularly in particular, because the farmers doesn't have time, he is trying for getting that period, 1 week time in which he has to plant the new crop, next crop. And this has to be taken out from his field, and that's why they burn, and the environment has been polluted. So we need to look for the environment, we need to have a clean environment, we need to have clean environment around our campuses, around our house colonies and all that, and therefore energy is the talk of the day. I am very happy that Engineers Welfare Forum is talking of the battery of energy, and I tell you, this is another thing which I saw outside. You're talking of this year has been declared as the decade of our year, and it should be in fact decade of what is that which you are calling up, if anyone? Millet. In fact, I can tell you, I was just telling to the gentleman, Professor Das or so, that these millets in our villages, we used to have plenty. Now I don't see, because people are talking of good quality rice, the size of the rice and the quality of the rice and the whiteness and polishing of the rice. But those things were available at that time, and those are the things which were actually taken by not the elite, the people who are actually working in the fields. So, and today, see, with those they were so stronger, and with all this high quality and good quality rice, we were not so strong, those people whose houses they used to work. So I think we must generate from there that those have lot of energy and lot of other good nutrient values for these things. And therefore now we are going back to that. And everybody is thinking that this has come something from where, somewhere else. Not at all. In fact, this is very much there. You go to interior parts of UP, Bihar, at least I can say, I have not seen in West Bengal, but I can tell UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, these millets are so much consumed and also produced by the farmers. And in this age, I think for that millet also you need energy, and everywhere there is need for energy. I am very happy to see that young engineers with a lot of energy here are available, to see that what Professor Mukhopadhyay talks of the battery storage and what are the research which is going on in the next 10 years of time, what research you should do. And I will be happy to be here for a few minutes and hear maybe Professor Mukhopadhyay as to what is that energy. Thank you very much for calling me.